Today I am reporting live from a military base. Recently we have heard a lot in the news regarding Iran's potential to build nuclear weapons. As people discuss Iran's usage of nuclear weapons, 60 Minutes is taking this time to present America's current usage of the same thing, the nuclear bomb. Here with us is General Schneider.
Hello.
So General Schneider, what is the history of the nuclear bomb?
Well, in 1932, the neutron was discovered by James Chadwick. Then scientists began experimenting and researching the neutron, which led to the research of radioactive isotopes. As part of this research, the scientists would bombard the atom with the neutron. They found that when unstable atoms were put through this process, the unstable atoms split into two stable atoms. They called this process nuclear fission. They discovered that when they bombarded uranium-235 with a neutron, it resulted in energy release and 3 additional neutrons. This discovery defied all rational laws of the atom and confused scientists. As they were conducting further research on this topic, Leo Szilard was taking the new information about nuclear fission, putting it into forming the first nuclear bomb.
Fascinating. So tell me, when did the nuclear bomb start to be used by the United States military?
Well, the first 3 nuclear bombs ever dropped were in 1945. The first bomb was a test bomb in New Mexico. The next 2 were dropped in Japan as a way to end World War II.
Let's take a look at what one of those bombs in Japan looked like. Then, nuclear bombs have decreased in production and use. Why is that?
3 nuclear weapons were dropped. Further development of nuclear weapons led to the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty. This treaty placed a ban on all nuclear explosions in 1996. This treaty was key to the survival of the human race and protection of the planet from a full-out nuclear war.
Why haven't all nuclear weapons been eliminated from the world?
It's not as simple as just throwing them out. Nuclear weapons have to be carefully destroyed to ensure that they don't pollute our resources that we need. In order to correctly destroy them, it requires the proper facilities. These facilities need time and money to be built. And after they are built, they need to be checked and approved to function properly. In addition, while world powers do recognize that nuclear weapons are very destructive and that they are powerful enough to destroy the whole world, they also realize that nuclear weapons are an effective threat, even though it is unlikely for a nuclear war to break out, and world powers like to keep nuclear weapons on hand as a tool to threaten people into giving them what they want.
Since then, nuclear bombs have decreased in production and use. Why is that?
Military uses: deterrence, defense, and compellence. Deterrence is using nuclear weapons as a tactic to deter other countries from your own affairs. Defense is using nuclear weapons to defend your country from an attack. And compellence is using nuclear weapons to make a country agree to your terms.
Thank you for enlightening us, General Schneider. We will now visit Dr. Lockman, a nuclear weapons specialist for the government. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Lockman. What I would like to know is, how does a nuclear bomb work?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Nuclear bombs harness the energy released in nuclear fission to create an explosion.
What exactly is nuclear fission, Dr. Lockman?
Well, fission is the process of splitting an atom's nucleus. It occurs by shooting a neutron at an unstable atom's nucleus, forcing it to split into 2 stable atoms and some leftover neutrons.
So, how does this relate to the nuclear bomb?
In their chain reaction, the neutrons released from the process shoot themselves into other atoms, resulting in more energy and more neutrons. Those neutrons will shoot themselves into other atoms to continue the chain reaction. Uranium-235 produces an unusually large amount of neutrons and radioactive energy and heat through this process, making it the ideal element for the bomb.
So, if nuclear fission is a chain reaction, how can it be ensured that the bomb is stable?
Well, the nuclear bomb has 2 designs to ensure its safety and effectiveness. The first type is the gun-like model. 1 sphere of uranium-235 is placed in a tube with explosives. When the explosives or the gun are fired, a bullet is launched on the barrel to the uranium. When the bullet hits the uranium, it also hits a generator that starts a fission reaction. As the fission reaction begins, the bomb explodes. An example of this type of bomb is the bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima, nicknamed Little Boy.
What is the second design for the bomb?
In the second model, there are three parts: the uranium, explosives, and a plutonium core. The plutonium core is surrounded by the explosives, and when the explosives are set off, the core compresses from the pressure of the shock waves. This starts the fission reaction with the uranium, and as the fission reaction begins, the bomb explodes. An example of this type of bomb is the bomb dropped on Nagasaki, nicknamed Fat Man.
So what are some effects of nuclear bombs?
A nuclear explosion results in the destruction of the area, death to those nearby, and extreme radiation.
I see. What are some side effects of that radiation?
Exposure to this radiation can result in nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, cataracts, hair loss, or loss of blood cells. Even beyond these seemingly harmless consequences, radiation can lead to leukemia, infertility, cancer, or birth defects.
No wonder there have been so many efforts to remove nuclear bombs from existence. Have there been any further treaties after the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty?
Yes, recently the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty was created to further eliminate nuclear bombs. This treaty set the legal limit of nuclear weapons at 1,550.
Well, a big thank you to General Schneider and Dr. Lockman for explaining the nuclear bomb to us. Back to you.
Thank you.